Welcome to ReasonExpert.com's YouTube channel. I am Fretless Fingers, and this is the Rack and Review, a comprehensive look into propeller heads, reason, devices, and refill. Now, with the release of many devices as of late came a number of synths. The most unprecedented of these was the Zero Hybrid synthesizer. Now, I myself had the personal pleasure of beta testing the device along with working directly with Blamsoft to create the Zero Hybrid overview video. A large amount of work was done to keep the video quality high while also being informative yet concise, leading to the recent absence of these reviews. But as you can see, we are now back in full swing. Now, having worked on a product video for this device, I must clarify, this video is in no way endorsed by Blamsoft, and no agreements or trades were made in regards to my opinion and or review. That is to say, despite any affiliations to the developer, this review is strictly to the honest opinion of myself, for better or for worse. In this video, we will be doing a deeper dive and truly looking into the belly of what this synth has to offer. Here, we can take a look at the rating system. As for myself, I normally decide the value of a device using only a few points. Here, it's been expanded and will be used as a star system from 1 to 5. We will be evaluating based on functionality, workflow, uniqueness, aesthetics, and price value. Now, I could waste a bunch of time redoing all my work, highlighting features and going over the key components of the device, but like any artist, I'm all about saving time, and I know when I've already done some of my best work on a particular subject. I also would like to spend more time covering what makes this device different. So I will refer you to this starting point in the overview video done for Blamsoft. Now, to continue on the grading of the features, this device has a very large feature set, making it possible to get great sounding patches without a need for outboard effects, meaning you get even more rich sounds once you start adding inserts. There is very little, if anything, I would want to add to the synth, and as such, it earns it a full star. Upon first look, you may get overcome with the sensation of mechanism overload. There are a lot of knobs and a number of different colors and displays going on. But the thing to keep in mind is the device is truly streamlined. Rather than your usual linear left to right, the device employs a top to bottom approach. Everything is color coordinated with the labels, and the stark gray does a good job of letting your eyes quickly score across the synth, finding what you need easily. Now, to actually get used to the FM synth matrix requires some time. This is not a detriment, but a learning curve to the design and the use of modular FM synthesis that with a little practice can easily be overcome. Now, I can't think of anything I would do to improve the overall design. The only thing I would want to change being the position of the X and Y modifier knobs. I hesitate to mention as it ruins the logical labeling and structure. The device was set up in a way that uses the amount of space provided logically and consolidates space and employs a modular touchscreen that just feels right. With all that considered, I easily give it a full star. Now, to properly look into the synth, a few things must be understood. First and foremost, the synth is truly 3-in-1. First is a subtractive synth with 2 filters with a built-in decimator and saturator. While similar to synths like Subtract or Thor, it can shine in comparison due to a couple of points. To start, you get 6 oscillators with free selection of 5 waveforms and all the steps in between, like one of my favorite subtractive synths, the Viking VK1, all of which have individual pans and volume knobs, allowing phase correction when being adjusted in the filter section if you're not willing to do it in the oscillator itself, because it does have a number of options to do that. Along with that, each oscillator also includes its own highly customizable LFO and envelopes for control of pan, volume, modulation, which we will cover later, pitch, and phase. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Second, this synth is additive, meaning you can add harmonics to each of the 6 oscillators. With a range from 1 to 126, you can add partial harmonics and adjust the corresponding volume and phase, which effectively modifies the waveform. Not to mention you have free control of what harmonics are added rather than an exponential control. This allows for some unique and customizable sounds which become bigger and brighter when combined with all the subtractive elements of the synth. And that's not even thinking about the fact that you can change the ratio at which the harmonics work. There is a lot of customization there. Finally, Zero is an FM and RM synth. Most frequency modulation or ring modulation synths only allow a set number of algorithms or routing presets for modulation. The reasoning originally was to limit to the most musically appealing routings, which is helpful but fairly limiting, especially considering the amount of advances made since FM's introduction and the ability to add multiple techniques in one synth. Zero allows for you to go beyond that with truly customizable routing matrix that even allows positive and negative increases to the FM or RM, giving you that wonderful DX sound with far more control. Now, in understanding the 3 different synthesis types available, the aha moment is realizing that, in essence, this device is modular, or to put it simply, you can use any combination of these 3 synthesis types to have a truly unique sound in one device. If you want metallic key sounds of FM backed by subtractive pads, you can do that. If you want subtractive low sub basses with additive high-end growls, you can do that. Need a FM riser with a slow attack and additive buzz? You can get it without a ton of work. That is the true power and uniqueness of this synth. All the outstanding features of different synthesis types smashed into one. And none of this is mentioning the routing matrix, 4-voice unison, or built-in 3 effects. And I haven't even gotten to the patches. The library this device comes with is fairly imaginative, inspiring concepts that are as unique as the synth itself. And with a slight amount of tweaking, you can find multiple types of sonic bliss with little work. The looks of this device are simple. There is not a lot of flash on the facade of Zero, but for good reason. With so much going on with the parameters, knobs, and displays, you want something truly minimalist to take advantage. The simple light gray allows you to navigate Zero and carries a similar color scheme to the well-loved Teenage Engineering Synth Op 1. Even the back keeps things pretty simple while still looking like a carefully crafted, expensive piece of gear meant only to be serviced by a licensed professional. There is little purpose of cluttering the small amount of space left with unnecessary eye candy when the focus is being drawn into creating oral pleasure with as much creativity and precision possible. And for that, I give this a full star. Once again, here's where much of the debate comes in, since as much as you may enjoy the new sounds, the parting of funds for a lifetime commitment is still fairly heavy. So let's look carefully at what you're paying for. Now, in my research, I haven't been able to find much of anything with the same feature set besides Citrus from ImageLine. Now, Citrus works a little differently, and its wave shaping, envelopes, filter, and effects engines operate in a unique way, but the overall sound and execution is very similar. Many have compared Zero to a Citrus clone, but in looking into both, they seem related, but not as directly as many would anticipate. Now, Citrus is of course available as a VST and FL Studio plugin effect for the price of $179. Now, if you wanted to pick up and choose your bits and pieces to assemble something similar to all the features in Zero, you need a 6+ operator oscillator, FM and RM synthesizer, and an additive synthesizer. Even if you bought the PX7 synth, Oberon, or the Parsec synths, you still end up missing half the features in this synth. What it comes down to is this synth is pretty fairly priced, especially for a digital device and something that is very unique in the Reason environment. It only has one competitor and is not even available for our current DAW. And for $119, it's a bargain, especially if you're watching or purchasing during the intro period, which lasts until September 21st, 2015. To expect such a powerhouse that clearly took quite a bit of time and programming to execute to come in at a lower price is a bit foolish. Now, here I could say this device is too heavy for the fledgling computer and thus half a star should be removed based on the DSP consumption, but that would be ignoring the resources needed to create the sounds you're hearing. Antidote can easily surpass the usage here, and it uses only 2 unique oscillators. Multiple voices, but 2 oscillators the same. But I have a unique perspective of seeing what this thing was doing in the DSP department before release. It sounded just as beautiful, but for a time, I noticed 2 to 3 times the amount of DSP usage depending on the patch and settings. So with that in mind, I have to leave my score understanding the amount of work that was put into leveling out the device. Now, if you're having issues with the DSP consumption, please consider lowering the amount of unison voices being used, removing any unnecessary filter routing, and trying not to use operators 5 and 6 as they are dormant until activated in the modulation matrix. I'm giving this synth a perfect score. This shouldn't be taken as favoritism or bias, but an honest belief in the device itself, especially considering all other word of mouth from others stating similar. Even complaints aren't specific to the device, seemingly calling for more groundbreaking work within Reason's platform, as if a splash from this synth is reverberating the need for more powerful, modern devices within the DAW. My question for you this week is, what do you think is Zero's strongest use? Please answer in the comments below and like and subscribe if you like this video in any way and want to see more. Once again, this is Fretless Fingers. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.